What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is definitely something a little different. Make sure to let me know if you like this video, if you want to see more videos educating y'all about the world of kayak bass fishing competitively, and I'll be sure to do that. Without further ado, let's jump right in. So as I said in the title of this video, how much money do kayak anglers make? What I really want to get into is the overwhelming amount of opportunity in our sport and what the overhead is. So how much it costs. Not to necessarily compare that to the bass boat world, but just to shed a little light on our sport and open some eyes to how much opportunity is here. So with that being said, let's first talk about a couple of things. When I go over some of our top kayak anglers and what they made this year on the national level, let me be clear that this is solely based off of tournament winnings alone. I'm not going to include any sponsorship dollars, any additional winnings, any bonus winnings, anything on the grassroots level. This is solely the tournament winnings from the 3 big national trails. I think you'll all be surprised to see what some of our top kayak anglers made this year in tournament winnings alone and just on the national level. Before I get into those numbers, let's talk about what it costs to do a kayak fishing tournament. A lot of times, I often see a lot of conversation comparing the national kayak stuff to some of the bass boat tournaments. The FLW stuff, the BFL, similar level bass boat tournaments. Oftentimes the entry fee is pretty similar for our national level tournaments. BASSMASTER and HOBIE, the entry fees I believe are about $250. Not too bad. With KBF, they're $100. I'm gonna drop a few sample payout charts here so y'all can see kind of what the payout structure is. So for HOBIE and KBF, we have almost 100% payout. Y'all, that's pretty unreal for any tournament bass fishing entity, regardless of kayak or bass boat, to pay out 100% of the entry fees. And you can see that that is reflected in these payouts. Bassmaster does take a cut, they're a business, totally get that. Still have pretty decent payouts though. So let's talk about additional overhead. You've got your tournament entry fee, and you've got your lodging, and you've got your gas. We don't have to put gas in the boat. We don't have the cost of maintaining and operating a boat throughout the year. And I know I've got tons of friends that fish the Elite Series MLF at Bassmaster Opens. I know how expensive it is to compete and some of that stuff at that level. For the kayak anglers, y'all, it's not that bad at all. There are ways you can make it pretty expensive. You know, if you pick a really nice Airbnb and you like your privacy, so you go in on that by yourself. But a lot of us will go in, find an Airbnb, get a group of 8 to 10, split the cost. And I'm gonna be totally transparent with y'all. Average cost for a week-long tournament that includes, you know, my 4 days of practice plus the 2 or 3 day event is usually about $500–600. When you look at that compared to what the payouts are, a lot of times even last place money, you're coming out ahead. It's kind of something that I like to share and put this information out there to encourage y'all. If you're looking at getting into competitive fishing, why not give our sport a shot? Especially if you're a college kid or a high school kid. Shoot, we have a kid in college, 2 kids in college right now that have made 15–20 grand kayak fishing. So there's plenty of opportunity. Let's go into that site I was talking about. I'm gonna show you the top earners in our sport and what that looked like this year. So keep in mind, again, this was a deal put together by one of our kayak anglers, Drew Gregory, Hooked on Wild Waters. It was a fantasy kayak fishing deal. And the neat thing about that is it tracked all of our tournament winnings on just the 3 big national trails for the entire year. So let's go look at that information. Okay, so here is the Hooked on Wild Waters Fantasy Kayak Bass Fishing. And the really cool thing about this, you guys, is it tracks, like I said, all of the national level kayak tournament wins. So you've got the 3 national trails, as I've previously mentioned. You have KBF, HOBIE BOS, and of course Bassmaster. So we're gonna come down here. I'm gonna know the stats for all 3 of these, filter it by total cash winnings. So there you have it, guys. You've got the angler and you have the cash winnings for the entire 2021 national season. So let's take a look at some of these. Got one of our guys, probably one of the best in the sport, took home a little over $70,000 this year. There's me in number 2. I had my best year of being a full-time kayak angler on the national level at $48,000. This guy right here used to fish the Bass Opens and a lot of stuff in the Bass Boat FLW. He's arguably the very best in our sport. Last year, he made a little over $90,000. Still had a good year this year at 44. Another super consistent guy, 42. And then we get down into the 20s. But you can see as I scroll down, there's a lot of potential and opportunity in our sport, going all the way down, especially when you talk about how low our overhead is. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? I mean, 5 of us making over 40 grand in tournament winnings alone. Y'all, like, that's not too bad. Keep in mind, that's out of hundreds of anglers. So there's always, it's relatively small percentage that make what I would consider a good living solely off of tournament winnings. But I hope that kind of opens everybody's eyes to what is out there in the worlds of national level kayak tournaments. And that's only going to continue to grow. Our purses have been getting bigger and bigger as attendances continue to thrive. I mean, most of these events average 120, 130 people. It's pretty good on a national level. If you're somebody that wants to try competitive fishing and you're not quite ready to make the leap and with that large investment of a bass boat and some of those larger bass boat tournaments, give kayak fishing a shot. It's a lot of fun. We have a great community. There are some kayak anglers out there that do very well on social media and with their YouTube channels that also fish tournaments. Greg Blanchard's a phenomenal guy, an incredible angler. I bet a lot of y'all follow him. He's just one of many that do very well, and can make a living kayak fishing. But anyway, I hope that this kind of opened y'all's eyes and kind of showed you guys what the potential is out there for somebody that may want to try fishing at the national level out of a little plastic boat. So short and sweet, hopefully packed with good information. If y'all have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. If you guys want to see more tournaments, if you guys want to see more videos about kayak fishing tournaments, or you want more information about kayak fishing tournaments, or just the kayak fishing world in general, community, please let me know. I'd be happy to do more videos like this. However, it's time for me to get packed up. I'm gonna finally get my new kayak that you guys saw me rig in my last video out on the water for the maiden voyage. So can't wait to share that with you guys. I've been itching to get out in it. Again, y'all are a huge reason of why a lot of us are able to do this, and the support, words will never express how much it's appreciated, you guys. I've got one of the most incredible following and support bases, and means a lot. So let me know if you like this video. Any questions, please drop them below, and we'll catch you guys very soon on the water.